look at the documents that are requested to determine whether or not A, they're privileged, B, they contain information that we would not want to republish. So we review those, and we review legally, and then we provide an opinion back to the right to know officer. And if there's information on those documents that we feel need to be redacted, then we would redact them. So, but if we're going to talk about specific requests from a board member that have been placed before the board, and you're going to address it at a meeting, that request will be subject to production to the public.
Yeah, and may I, a point of order, Mr. Senate. When you say "we," can you define "we"? No, and it is a question. It is an objective question. When you say "we," we review the right to know from the public.
As solicitor, I am authorized, recognized to review the right to know requests, and I do review the right to know requests as part of my job function as solicitor of the Milton School District.
Okay, is that in a board policy, approved
It's not
policy?
in a board policy.
It isn't.
No.
Is it an administrative regulation?
It is not an administrative regulation.
Okay, so you've taken it upon yourself
No, I
to
haven't.
review it.
Obviously, I'm authorized by the administration to serve as solicitor, answer questions as solicitor on a daily basis. There is no policy that indicates that you appointed me as the solicitor. The school code provides that I provide legal services as a solicitor. We rely on the school code. We rely on the general authorization that you provided to me when you appointed me as solicitor, and we rely on the request from the administration and the board to answer those questions. So this is the function of the solicitor. Not everything that we do, nor not everything that an administrator does, nor an employee of the school district is contained within a policy or administrative procedure.
I'm going to have to disagree with you because
Can I say something? Excuse me, Mr. Aliotta. We're talking about this particular issue. I think we went off on the right to know thing.
Yeah,
I
there's no
prefer
right to know
to,
here.
let's concentrate on what the subject is at hand and
If I can
proceed.
give an example, we've had emails come forward, they've been taken by Mr. Hall and said at the time, President Kadoka, please review this and advise. Go to the board, ask them their opinion. So we haven't been asked, so what I'm doing is putting forward so we can put all of these numerous requests to rest. We need to bring them forward, we need to look at them. I mean, I think really we've all seen the emails. We need to look at those emails and whether and be asked by the president to please review them and say, yes, this is something I think we should go forward with, no, this isn't. And then you decide, did a majority say yes on that, did a majority say no on that? That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for this to be a right to know or review. Mr. Senate, I don't think you would be even involved in this unless we wanted to release something that had to be redacted.
Exactly.
Right.
This is
Now-
not this board.
And there is a definite list that we're going to work off of
Well,
and work our way down,
Well,
right?
I would assume the emails that have come through from Mr. Aliotta, when he
Okay.
has been requesting things, and then, yeah, I'm sure you've seen the emails, they go to Mr. Hall, and Mr. Hall is like, Mr. Kaboka, please review this and, give me your opinion. Is the board saying that this is something, I'll give an example. If Mr. Aliotta has requested for certain contracts, that request, if it's something, let's say it's budget related, you've asked for the 300 for the line items. That was something that could be answered quickly, it didn't take up a lot of Mr. Sitter's time, and then you said, okay, it was X, Y, and Z. There are other things that are very time intensive, maybe going back 3 years and looking for information. Requests like that pursuant for a policy are to be presented, the requester is to take that particular research request, ask the president, to ask a majority to present it to the board, and then the board votes on whether or not that is an issue we want to pursue and put our district resources into. So everything that comes back, everything that is asked, if the majority of the board doesn't think Mrs. Sitter should be spending 24 hours a day on it, then it gets maybe put down until she has a whole bunch of free time. I don't know, but it's to prioritize the requests that come through. And this is something that is applicable to any member of the board who has a in-depth research request.
I would understand everything going forward, that it comes to the president and we figure out what we're going to do with it. I'm just trying to get in my head, how far back we're gonna go, who's gonna make the call, that these are
Well,
the appropriate
what if-
emails.
Mr.
How's-
Aliota,
I
if
just
you could
need to
take,
know
Mr.
how-
Aliota, if you could take your request, your numerous requests, and in short, concise sentences, put them out there. You frequently refer back to all of your requests, but without a lot of extraneous words, I am looking for X, I am looking for B and Y, and this is a stated request. If it is a specific question with a specific reason, we can quickly go through and decide whether or not it is something we're going to spend our time on, and then we can move forward. Is that more clear?
Yes, if we have something to work from, that's the only thing I'm getting at.
So if
No
you
problem with doing it, just want to make sure we
concisely put
have.
together the email.
Well, may I respond? Mr. McClintock, you know, I have a number here. If I'm requesting a cost, which I did with legal fees, and I estimated between $350,000 and $450,000, but I don't know.
That's not a question, though, that's a statement.
No, I understand. So when I requested, I just would like to know, for the past 3 years, you could easily program the computer either by subject, name, or vendor, which would be the Knox Law Firm. How much did we spend? How much did the taxpayers spend for
And
legal
that question
fees?
will be
Okay,
presented,
right.
and we can vote on it.
And it's in my emails.
I understand,
Right.
but that's the issue for discussion here, is that we'll take an item, hopefully one sentence, and figure out if we need to pursue it. If we're gonna go back 5 years, is it worth going back 5 years? I'm just saying, is it worth going back and spending the time to do that when it's really maybe not relevant to what we're discussing today? We got a lot of stuff to do.
Hey, I'd like to jump in here for a second, Mr. President, if I can. As a citizen, and there's numerous citizens here in the audience this evening, I thank you for attending, you can fill out a right to know, and you can say, how much did we pay the Knox Law Firm in the previous 3 years? And you fill out a right to know, and you'll get the information. Lou is a member of the board. They're treating him below a citizen because they're denying him, because Lou put in too many email requests. And what I told him was, why don't you try to just filter them out in a constant stream so that he gets them? Because Lou's impatient, he wants them all at once. And what I said is, give them to him, give him a standard, one a day, one a week, whatever. But now they want to vote on the fact that they're going to say, 5 of us decide we don't want to give Lou anything, and he's a member of the board, and he can't have what the general public has. That's the most asinine thing I've ever heard, but that's what they're getting ready to do. And that's what they tried to do to me as the president, is said, take Lou in and wrangle him in. It was 2 versus 7, because I was trying to, him as a board member, give him the benefit of the doubt. But apparently that doesn't work, because it just lost me the presidency.
What we have under policy 006, meetings, right, operational guidelines, paragraph 4, administrative study / recommendation. The director or directors seeking a report, specific information, or study by the administration of a perceived problem, concern, or issue must have the support of a board majority for such a study, report, or recommendation. The president will poll members to determine if there are 5 directors who support a study or report, thus ensuring that the administrators and other staff members are working on matters viewed as problems, concerns, and issues of the board majority. We are simply asking all board members to follow approved policy guidelines. That's all we're saying.
And it'll be in a public forum. So, did you call for a vote?
Yes.
Mrs. McClintock?
Yeah. Continued discussion.
I think we have a request to vote. We've had discussion, so I'll take it.
Are you, Mr. President, are you shutting me down? Are you silenced?
We,
No, so.
no,
What
sir.
I'm
No, sir.
saying is that the
No, we've
discussion-
had